China's AI arms race has officially gone global. At the center of this accelerating tech rivalry are two of China's biggest names, Baidu and Alibaba, now competing not just for market share, but for global dominance in artificial intelligence. Behind the scenes, what's unfolding is far more than just corporate competition. It's a government-backed sprint to the future, fueled by billions in research funding, unprecedented access to user data, and a national agenda that sees AI not just as an industry, but as a geopolitical asset. And the rest of the world is paying close attention. Baidu is often referred to as the Google of China. It spent years developing autonomous driving platforms, advanced language models, and its own AI chip ecosystem. Meanwhile, Alibaba, the e-commerce titan, is rapidly transforming into a cloud and AI powerhouse, with models that now rival GPT-4 and an open-source strategy that could reshape developer communities across Asia and beyond. But who's winning, and what does this mean for the future of global AI leadership? Today, we break down their competing strategies, the battle for AI supremacy in China, and the ripple effects it's already sending across the global tech industry. Let's begin with what's driving this high-stakes showdown. China has made its intentions clear. It wants to lead the world in artificial intelligence by the year 2030. This isn't just a tech goal, it's a national strategy. Since the Chinese government issued its Next-Generation Artificial Intelligence Development Plan in 2017, the country has aggressively invested in AI education, semiconductors, supercomputing, and cross-sector AI deployment. And the scale is staggering. By 2024, China had more than 1,500 AI companies in operation. Public and private sector funding combined has poured hundreds of billions of yuan into the ecosystem. AI startups receive government subsidies. Major cities, like Beijing and Shanghai, are building entire innovation zones focused on AI research. But the biggest fuel for China's AI ambitions: data, massive, real-time, highly granular data. With over 1.4 billion people using mobile-first apps for everything from shopping to transportation to digital payments, China generates more data than any other country on Earth. That data, collected at scale, often with fewer regulatory barriers than in the West, provides a huge advantage when training AI systems, particularly large language models and recommendation algorithms. And at the front of this push are China's tech giants. Both Baidu and Alibaba have become key instruments in the government's plan. They receive priority access to compute resources. Their AI models are among the first to be approved under China's strict generative AI laws. And they're competing fiercely not just in the private sector, but as national champions representing China's global AI aspirations. While Baidu focuses on logic engines, autonomous driving, and next-gen language models, Alibaba is embedding AI deeply across its cloud services, logistics infrastructure, and e-commerce platforms. This alignment between state strategy and corporate ambition is what makes China's AI development so unique and so aggressive. Unlike in the West, where companies like OpenAI and Google operate independently, Baidu and Alibaba are operating with strategic clarity, backed by favorable policies, public contracts, and access to China's largest datasets. And that's why the global AI community is watching so closely. Baidu's AI journey didn't start yesterday. For years, the company has quietly positioned itself as China's answer to Google, beginning with search, and in the last 18 months, Baidu's ambition has become undeniable. Let's start with its most public-facing innovation, ERNIE-Bot. Launched in early 2023 and iterated rapidly through versions 3.5, 4.0, and now 4.5 Turbo, ERNIE-Bot is Baidu's flagship generative AI model. It powers conversational assistants, search engines, and developer APIs, serving over 430 million users by late 2024. But Baidu didn't stop there. In early 2025, it introduced a new model called ERNIE X1, designed specifically to handle advanced reasoning tasks: math, logic, step-by-step analysis, areas where even GPT-4 has shown weaknesses. Baidu's engineers say X1 is optimized not just for answers, but for transparency. It shows its work, making it a potential game-changer for enterprise and education. And what's truly surprising? Baidu announced plans to open-source the next generation of ERNIE, a dramatic pivot away from its previously closed model strategy. Why the shift? Because of DeepSeek, a Chinese AI startup that open-sourced a rival model and triggered what some experts call China's ChatGPT moment. With open-source adoption surging, Baidu's leadership realized that speed and scale, not secrecy, would determine the future of China's AI leadership. But Baidu's ambitions go well beyond text. In the realm of autonomous vehicles, Baidu is years ahead of its Chinese peers. Its Apollo Go service operates China's largest robotaxi fleet, with over 400 autonomous vehicles running in cities like Wuhan, Beijing, and Shenzhen. Notably, in Wuhan, some cars now operate completely driverless, without a human safety driver on board. That's something even US companies like Waymo and Cruise have only achieved in select zones. And powering much of this is Baidu's own chip, Kunlun. Now in its third generation, Kunlun is custom-built for AI workloads, giving Baidu a critical edge as US sanctions continue to limit access to NVIDIA's high-performance GPUs. By designing its own silicon and running it in proprietary data centers, Baidu is creating an end-to-end AI ecosystem, from chips to models to real-world deployment. So while Western headlines may focus on ChatGPT or Gemini, in China, Baidu is carving out its own lane, quietly, strategically, and increasingly in the lead. If Baidu is China's Google, then Alibaba is its Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta, all rolled into one. Best known for its dominance in e-commerce through platforms like Taobao and Tmall, Alibaba has quietly become a formidable AI player, and over the past year, that transformation has gone into overdrive. It all started with a model called Tongyi Qianwen, or simply Qwen. In 2023, Alibaba Cloud, the company's cloud computing arm, released its first large language model under the Qwen brand. Fast forward to 2025, and Alibaba has unveiled Qwen 3, a suite of models ranging from lightweight 600 million parameter tools to heavyweight 235 billion parameter systems. And here's what's making headlines. Internal benchmarks show Qwen 3 outperforming GPT-4 and Google's Gemini on key reasoning, coding, and math tasks. In one demonstration, Qwen 3's largest models solved complex multi-step problems faster and with greater accuracy than top-tier Western models. Even more impressively, Alibaba also released Qwen Omni, a multimodal variant capable of reasoning across text, code, and images. But what truly sets Alibaba apart is its open-source strategy. Rather than keeping its models locked behind a paywall, Alibaba has shared much of Qwen's core architecture with the public. As of early 2025, developers had built over 100,000 custom models on top of Qwen, making it the most forked open-source AI model in the world, even surpassing Meta's Llama in community adoption. And this isn't a charity move, it's a strategic bet. By flooding the developer ecosystem with high-performing, easy-to-integrate models, Alibaba is making Qwen the foundation of China's AI infrastructure, especially for small and mid-sized businesses. That ecosystem advantage extends into the cloud. Alibaba Cloud now offers AI as a service at scale, from natural language processing and computer vision to voice synthesis and advanced data analytics. Businesses across Asia are adopting Qwen-powered tools, often at a fraction of the cost of Western equivalents. Even Alibaba's own products showcase this integration. Took Taobao, the company's flagship e-commerce platform. Today, Qwen powers product recommendations, dynamic pricing engines, and even seller support bots. In customer trials, AI-enhanced listings generated over 20% more conversions than non-AI versions. And Alibaba isn't stopping at China's borders. With new cloud regions in Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and Latin America, the company is positioning its AI stack as a global alternative to AWS and Azure, particularly for markets underserved by Western tech. So while Baidu leads in autonomy and foundational models, Alibaba is winning hearts and developer mindshare through accessibility, integration, and global cloud reach. Baidu and Alibaba aren't just racing, they're colliding. In the past year, their rivalry has intensified across nearly every critical domain in artificial intelligence, from language models to robotics to global cloud infrastructure. Let's start with the models. Baidu's Ernie and Alibaba's Qwen aren't just comparable in performance, they're now fueling a pricing war. In early 2025, Baidu slashed access fees for its Ernie 4.5 and X1 models by up to 80%, while Alibaba is offering Qwen 3's APIs for pennies on the dollar compared to US models like GPT-4. This aggressive pricing strategy is not just about revenue, it's about domination. Whoever becomes the default engine for Chinese AI developers wins long-term loyalty and adoption. But price is only part of the battle. Both companies are investing heavily in talent acquisition, poaching AI researchers from global universities, rival firms, and even one another. According to Tsinghua University's 2025 AI Talent Report, Baidu and Alibaba now lead all Chinese firms in recruiting PhD-level researchers with experience in foundational model design and applied AI. They're also setting up joint research labs with top institutions in Beijing, Hangzhou, and Hong Kong, hoping to tap into the next generation of AI breakthroughs before they go west. Then there's hardware. Baidu's in-house Kunlun chips and Alibaba's Hanguang processors represent China's push to escape dependency on NVIDIA. These chips now power massive clusters in their respective cloud ecosystems, enabling full-stack AI offerings that span from silicon to software. With US export restrictions tightening, their success in homegrown semiconductors may determine who scales faster and more sustainably in the long run. And let's not forget robotics. Baidu has a commanding lead in autonomous vehicles through Apollo Go, but Alibaba is catching up through its logistics division, Canyao, where smart warehouse robots, last-mile delivery drones, and AI-driven inventory systems are already active. While Baidu's robots are rolling through city streets, Alibaba's are crawling through warehouse floors, each chasing dominance in a different kind of mobility. Finally, this battle is increasingly going global. Alibaba has opened new data centers in Southeast Asia and the Middle East. Baidu is expanding its robotaxi program into Hong Kong, with future plans for Singapore and the UAE. Both are positioning themselves as credible alternatives to US tech, not just at home, but in emerging markets where trust in American platforms is fading. In short, the battleground is massive. And for Baidu and Alibaba, it's no longer about who has the better AI model. It's about who becomes indispensable to the future of global innovation. The AI arms race between Baidu and Alibaba isn't just shaping China's future. It's reshaping the global balance of power in artificial intelligence. For years, the conversation around cutting-edge AI was dominated by US players, OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, Meta. But that landscape is shifting. Today, both Baidu and Alibaba are redefining what homegrown AI innovation looks like, and their success is sending a message. China is no longer playing catch-up. It's actively leading in key sectors: robotaxis, cloud AI platforms, reasoning engines, and open-source community building. Take Baidu's Apollo Go. With driverless taxis already operating in multiple Chinese cities, without safety drivers, and plans underway for expansion into Hong Kong and the Middle East, Baidu is now considered one of the most advanced autonomous driving companies in the world. Its cost per vehicle? Roughly $28,000, a fraction of what US competitors spend. That cost advantage could be the tipping point in scaling autonomous transport globally. Then there's Alibaba. Through its global cloud network and open Qwen ecosystem, the company is embedding Chinese-built AI into businesses across Asia, Latin America, and Africa. Its Qwen 3 models are now used in everything from enterprise email assistants to intelligent product search engines. In regions where AWS or Azure pricing is prohibitive, Alibaba is offering high-performance AI at a disruptive price point, and the impact goes beyond products. Their progress is forcing global rivals to move faster, cut prices, and rethink their strategies. OpenAI, for instance, has had to accelerate its rollout of GPT-4 Turbo and expand enterprise offerings. Google, meanwhile, is adjusting its Gemini roadmap to keep pace with China's open-source adoption curve. But there's a deeper shift underway. This isn't just a commercial race. It's a strategic, ideological, and technological showdown between two AI ecosystems. One Western, driven by profit and regulation. The other Chinese, driven by scale, integration, and national ambition. And while competition can be fierce, it also drives progress. In the end, it's consumers and businesses across all geographies who will benefit from faster innovation, lower costs, and more choice in the tools that will define the future of work, life, and intelligence. So who wins the AI race? Maybe that's the wrong question. Because if Baidu and Alibaba continue their current trajectory, the real story isn't just about who leads. It's about how the world changes because of them. Stay with us as we continue to track the breakthroughs, tensions, and global shifts in AI. For more on this and other developing tech stories, visit AINN.news.